y'all, Cassie here. Welcome back to my channel, Mother of All Books. Feels like I've been gone for a really long time, which I guess 5 months is kind of long, but we had a lot of stuff going on. One of the biggest things is we moved, as I'm sure you can see the scenery in the background is different. Today, what I wanted to do is bring you a book haul. We recently went to our library's book sale, and I grabbed a couple of books from... Excuse me, as I die. I grabbed a couple of books from our favorite used bookstore. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I think what I'm going to do is start with the smaller paperbacks first because they're right here in front of me. I'm not going to go into all the synopsis of these books because I don't know what all of them are. I don't know what all these books are about. Some of them I've just heard other people talk about them and they sounded good. So I picked them up when I saw them. And then others... honestly, they were just cover buys. They look like something I would like, so I picked them up. And then some of them are books that I do know what they're about. I've been wanting them for a really long time, and I just happened to find them at the sale. So the first one is an author that I know and I have read some stuff about, but I've never read this book, and it's called, her name is Elizabeth Lowell, and the book is Innocent as Sin. This one, again, even though I've read things by her, I never really read a whole lot, so I really don't know exactly what this book is about, but it looked good. The next book I got was Christine Feehan's Waterbound, which is a Sea Haven novel, and I own right down here, boop, I own a bunch of them. I have Airbound, Earthbound, Firebound, Hidden Currents, and now I have Waterbound. I do believe there are 7 or 8 in the series, and it follows, I believe it's 7 sisters, and each book is about another sister. And I've read a couple of these, but not all of them, and all of the ones I have read, I have loved. This one, I have no idea who this author is or what this book is about, but it's by Anne Fraser, and it's called Hush, and it looked really, really good. I mean, it says, "What's your greatest fear?" Seemed like something that I wanted to give a shot. Then I have a book by Gina Showalter, and I've never read the Gods of War series, but I do have a couple of them. This one is Frost and Flame. And I really wanted to give this a shot as well. Add it to the series. I think I read the very first one in this book a long time ago. I don't even see where it is on this, but adding it to my bookshelf. And then I've been trying to collect all of the J.R. Ward Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and I have 2. So then that means now I have 5. I picked up book 1, book 9, and book 7. Because why not? When you're talking about 3 books for $1, why not? Alright, and then we'll go with the bigger paper. Oh, I missed a Linda Howard book, Death Angel. This one looks cool. And again, I've read 1 or 2 books by Linda Howard that are like her suspense romances, and they were really good. Alright, let's go into the bigger paperbacks. So this one I got from the library sale. It's called The Society of S by Susan Hubbard. It's about a secret society. I don't know if it's about a secret society in a college or what it is, but I believe it's signed too. That's actually really cool. I did not know that. Huh. Very cool. It's actually signed. Huh. It's very cool. And then I got In the Time of... Wait, no. This one I did not get from the library sale. This is one from one of our very favorite used bookstores. And this one just looked really freaking cool. It's called In the Time of Dragon Moon, and it's by Janet Lee Carey. I've never heard anything about this, but the cover was really cool. And I believe it's a romance when love and murder intertwine. Who passes up something like that with a tagline? I don't know. So I grabbed that. And then this was the other book that I got from our used bookstore. And it's part of one of my favorite trilogies. Well, it's not a trilogy anymore. It's a series. But this is Ignite Me by Tahereh Mafi. I hate these stickers. They are evil. And whoever decided that book places, stores, publishers, whoever does this should burn. Because it's just freaking annoying. But this is Ignite Me. I own physical copies of Shattered Me, Defy Me, which I have Defy Me signed. And now I have Ignite Me. And I'm just missing Unravel Me and Restore Me. I probably wouldn't collect the novellas just because, but I absolutely love this trilogy. This is my favorite book in the original trilogy. So I'm very excited to have this. And then back to the books that I got from the library book sale. I have never read the Trial, however you pronounce that, series by Amanda Hocking. But this book, Frostfire, is in the same exact world. And I do own them. I've just never read them yet. So I decided to go ahead and pick this up. And then the only reason why I picked up this book, it's one that everybody has read by now. It's by Jenny Han. It's P.S. I Still Love You. Is because I do not own the first one. At least I do not believe that I own the first one. I don't think so. So I don't own the first one, but I absolutely loved the movie. I never read the first one. And so I saw this and I was like, can't really beat the prices. So I got it. And it's in really good condition. Might as well give it a shot. Probably would need to read the first one first, just because even though I've seen the movie, I'm not going to read a second book in a series based on the first movie. Instead of the first book, I would need to go back and read the first book. And then I'm not really sure why I got this, because I'm pretty sure this is volume 3. Yeah. And I have no idea if you have to read the books in order or what have you. But it's called Night World of number 3, and it includes Huntress, Black Dawn, and Witchlight. And it's by L.J. Smith, who did the Vampire Diaries. Yeah. The Vampire Diaries. I've never read the Vampire Diaries, but I did watch the show, and I absolutely loved the show. And I do own some of the Vampire Diary books, but I've never actually read them yet. But, again, it was less than 20, or a little more than 25 cents for the book. Might as well pick it up, just so I have it. Okay, the rest are all hardbacks that I got, and I got a lot. So let's start off with this one. This one is, I'm actually going through these now and trying to see if they're signed. I didn't expect that one to be signed. Ooh, I never even looked at the covers underneath. Okay, anyways, sorry. Distracted. This is by Paula Hawkins, and I'm sure we've all heard of this book, The Girl on the Train. It was the right price. Not usually something I would read, but I've been trying to get into like mystery, thrillers, things like that. And it sounds good. Add it to my collection. The next one is one from the series that inspired the Bones TV show. And it is by Kathy Reaches. And it's called Break No Bones. I have no idea which one it is in the series. I do own a couple of them. I've got 3 other ones, plus the first book from the prequel series when, Temperance is like a teenager. And I am currently reading the very first one in this series when she's an adult. It's really slow. I'm listening to it on audiobook. if I wasn't listening to audiobook, I probably would have DNF'd it by now. But on audiobook, it's not so bad. I listen to it in the car when I'm driving places I need to go and I'm by myself. My daughter isn't with me. And I just got to almost the halfway point, and it is just now starting to really pick up and get really interesting. So that'd be the only thing I would say, is that it is really slow. Now, I do not know if all the books will be like that. I hope, just because it's such a long series, that the very first one, it was written so long ago, that's why it seems so slow and not super interesting in the beginning. And also, the audiobook is great because there are a lot of French words, because she's in Quebec, Canada, and they speak a lot of French there. And so if I was reading that in just like physical form, no, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm glad that I picked it up on audiobook through my library, and I do plan on continuing this series because it is getting really good. The next book I got was by Janice Hardy, and it is #1 in the Healing Wars series. It's called The Shifter. Looks like there's magic involved in this. I'm not really sure, but it seemed good. I'm going to say that a lot for all of the books. I think the only book I got out of all of these, really, that I really wanted, because I've never read it and I love his other book, is this one right here, Armada, by Ernest Cline. And I don't know if all of the hardbacks look like this, but this is super cute. And I really liked Ready Player One. And I love that underneath this, it's like plans to a ship and stuff. It just looks so cool. And again, I loved Ready Player One, so I don't really think we can go wrong with this book. And again, a little bit more than 25 cents per book. And like, this book is in perfect... Yeah, that happened. This book is in perfect condition. So I love it. This is the one I was most excited for. Like, I saw this on the table, and of course, when you go to library book sales, this is only the third one I've ever been to, and there's a lot of people, and there's only so many books, and like, there was people standing in front of me, and honestly, I just saw, like, they put them on the table like this, so they're facing down on the table like this, and the spines are standing up, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, mine. Just grabbed it and stuffed it in my bag. This book, I have no idea what this book is, or even what the author's first name is, because it does not have a thing. There is a little bit of a blurb here, but it doesn't have a dust jacket, which is blue book, but it's called The Impossible Knife of Memory. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it's called. I think there's a page in here. Hold on, let me see if I got a better... Oh, here we go. Lori Halse Anderson, The Impossible Knife of Memory. I have no idea what this is about, so hold on, we're going to find out together. The little tiny summary inside this thing is telling me, Haley Kincaid and her father moved back to their hometown to try a normal life, but the horrors he saw in the war threatened to destroy their lives. Fathers and daughters, post-traumatic stress disorder, family problems, veterans. Not exactly what I thought it was going to be about. But I do like that there's PTSD representation in here, so I might still give it a shot. I mean, again, it was really cheap. If I don't like it, I'll just donate it. This one does not have a dust jacket either. This is a Nora Roberts book, which, if we move my Snorlax here, I do have a bunch of Nora Roberts. They're right. I don't think you can see that. They're right over there in the corner. And this one is called Divine Evil. And again, it was in really good condition other than the fact that it did not have a dust jacket. But I mean, what you gonna do? So, I have no idea what this is about. Just picked it up because it's Nora Roberts. And usually, ooh, my camera's falling. I usually really like all of her books, so she's kind of like an auto buy, especially if it's the right price, and I've never read it. I just pick it up and, you know, one day I'll read it. This one is by Levi Black, and it's called Red Right Hand. It is a horror modern story of sorcery, which is interesting. But another reason I picked it up is, like, they have black and white pages. Like they have these just like black pages, which I thought were really cool. So I saw it and I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. This one is called Unrivaled, and it is a Beautiful Idols novel by Alison Noel. And I've heard her name somewhere before. I can't tell you exactly what she writes, but I've heard the author's name before. Saw this, and I was like, well, might as well. Oh, that's cute. Has like this little dripping heart strawberry thing. But it looked good. Might as well give it a shot. You could never have too many books, in my opinion. Never. Never, ever, ever. The next book I got is by Christina Dodd, and it's called Storm of Shadows, and it's one of the Chosen Ones novels. I have a couple of these, adding to the series. This is what I do when I go to sales. I kind of just look for books that I need in a series, or books that I know that I would read, but I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of money on. And then we're down to the last two books. I have no idea how you pronounce this. I think it's Dotwav, I don't know. And it's by Mike A. Lancaster. And it's a cute little book. Pretty sure this is a library binding of it. And the reason I liked this is because some of this is done in mixed media, kind of like the Illuminae files, which I've never read that either. But I want to, and it's on my shelf. Does that count? Hopefully. So that is kind of the reason I picked this one up. And then last but not least, if I could speak, this one is called Dead Rules by Randy Russell. And the tagline says she loved her boyfriend to death. And that was pretty much all I needed to know. On the back it says love wasn't all red paper, Valentine's, and candy hearts. I like stories about love. Even when it's crazy, even when it's bad, throw some love in there. We'll call it a day. It's for me. So I picked that up. Again, I never really, oh, that's pretty. Little blue title. So overall, I got a pretty good amount of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 books. And my daughter ended up getting 9 books and a bookmark. And altogether we paid $15 or $16 for everything. So, I mean, you really can't beat those prices for books. You really do not have to spend a lot of money for books. I go to used bookstores. I shop online for used books. Like, there's no reason to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on 5 books. Unless, of course, you really, really want those books and there's no other way to get them. My opinion, I like to save money. I don't have a whole bunch of money to spend on books like that, so that is what I do. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, if they're any good, if I got some good finds. Let me know if anybody has read this, The Impossible Knife of Memory, because I would really like to know. I'm kind of really curious about this one now. I haven't had a chance yet to look it up, especially since I've been busy. But let me know if you've read anything, if any of these are your favorite books. And hopefully I'll have another video up soon. See you guys.